At the beginning of episode 2, we are told that in this world, adventurers live stream their battles, and it is very popular. People can either watch live streaming or edited versions of the battles. By watching different parties fight, people assign them quests according to their power. Many companies even use adventurers to market their products. Here, we see some adventurers watching Yuka's live stream, where he defeated a steel crab. They show this live stream to more people. In the next scene, we see a horse carriage where our heroes are sitting. Yuka asks his team members, "So, how did you all like my fight?" Marina says, "Your fight was amazing." Silk says, "Yes, it was incredible." Rain says, "The food was delicious." But then Yuka asks, "Do any of you have a problem with the fact that I used to be your teacher but now I am your teammate? My rank and status are quite different from all three of you." Hearing this, Silk says, "Then why don't you become our party leader? Until now, our party hasn't had a proper leader." Yuka is surprised and says, "Me?" Silk replies, "Yes, and maybe it was God's will too. That's why we met you." Before Yuka could say anything or explain, Marina and Rain had already agreed with Silk. So now, Yuka starts thinking, as a leader, I will be able to protect these kids better. Alright, I am ready to be the leader. But if you ever feel that I am not fit for the role, just let me know. Hearing this, all three of them become very happy. On the other hand, at the 4th floor of the Aureus Royal Castle dungeon, we see Yuka's former party, Thunder Pike. They are facing a large number of monsters called dire wolves, and their numbers are overwhelming. Because of this, they are having trouble fighting them. So, Simon tells the guy who replaced Yuka, "Hey, stop them." But he says, "I can't do that." Simon says, "I have never seen so many dire wolves together before." The new guy says, "If you guys can't even handle these, why did you come this far?" Just then, a wolf grabs Jamie and injures him. Simon rushes to help Jamie and tells Camilla to heal him. But Camilla says she has run out of mana. Hearing this, Simon says, "What is going on? We have to retreat today." Later, at a resting place, Simon tells Camilla, "If you're short on mana, use mana potions." But she says she doesn't have any mana potions. Yuka used to bring them for her. Also, they don't have any healing potions either, because that was also Yuka's job. Now, only the new guy has a single healing potion, which he bought with his own money. Simon says, "Our team member is dying, and you're talking like this?" The new guy hands over the potion and says, "When I joined this party, you were the ones who said that each member is responsible for their own supplies." Just then, Camilla's mana recovers a little. Meanwhile, we see Yuka and his team celebrating after completing their quest. They got a great reward for defeating the steel crab. Yuka asks Silk how rewards are divided among team members. She says that all the money stays with her, and she handles all the expenses. Because they have been saving money for a long time to build a party base, right now, they are living in hotel rooms. Yuka says, "Alright, we'll continue doing things the same way." We then see Thunder Pike at a distance. Simon says, "Since our party was formed, we have never faced such a big problem. Thank God we managed to save Jamie in time." Everyone starts blaming the new guy for keeping the healing potion to himself. His name is Cork. Cork says, "Dire wolves can smell your scent. Before approaching them, you should have used a beast repellent spell." Simon says, "If you knew this beforehand, why didn't you cast the spell for us? Because of you, our mission failed today." So Cork says, "If that's the case, fine. I'm leaving this party." But just then, Yuka hears their voices. When he turns around, he sees all this happening. Meanwhile, Marina asks Silk, "What are we doing tomorrow?" Silk says, "Our new leader will tell us that now." Yuka says that tomorrow he has to buy a lot of things and also make holy water from the ashes of undead miners. So, we will meet at the Adventurers Guild the day after tomorrow and decide what to do next. The girls say, "Alright." Suddenly, Yuka's live stream starts playing at the guild. Since everyone is watching, it quickly gets a lot of views. The stream talks about how this red mage easily defeated the steel crab. Yuka says, "Kids must be watching this live stream." Marina says, "Whatever you say, but you are really powerful." The stream also mentions Yuka's Clover Party, saying it is a new party. Thunderpike also watches the stream. Simon says, "That bastard joined a low-rank party and established his dominance there." Meanwhile, the girls are praising Yuka, saying that they are celebrating today because of him. Hearing this, Yuka becomes emotional and they continue partying. But then, we see a man staring at Yuka's party. His name is Salas, so we will call him Sala. The next day, we see Yuka looking at something when Mamoru comes to ask if he needs any help. Yuka says that he is looking for a quest that can give his team members experience but isn't too dangerous. Mamoru tells him about a C-rank quest in which they need to bring 3 stones from the Yomen waterfall. Yuka says, that's such an easy quest. Even a single D-rank adventurer can do it alone. My party's girls can handle a B-rank mission together. Mamoru explains that a dangerous magical beast lives near the waterfall. Now, Yuka starts thinking about whether he should take this mission or not, as it could be risky. Just then, the girls arrive. As Yuka begins to explain whether they should take this mission or not, Marina says, if Yuka says we can do it, then we can do it. The other two have no objections to the mission either. Hearing this, Miss Marmer removes this quest from their party. Now Yug says, hey, you 3 should have listened to me first. Even though this is a C-rank mission, a magical beast lives near that waterfall. Hearing this, the girls are surprised but still do not cancel the mission because they know that completing such missions gives them more score points. Now look, don't ask me what all this is, I don't know myself. Yug says, alright, we will meet at the horse carriage in an hour. Just then, Miss Marmer comes and gives Yug the quest paper. Yug then realizes that Miss Marmer deliberately chose this mission for them because Yug's previous streaming had gotten a lot of views, and people were eagerly waiting to watch Yug's next battle. Yug says, am I making some mistake? But never mind, if I do this, the girls will get some attention. But then we see that Sala is once again clenching his teeth while watching Yug. In the next scene, we see Yug in the market, where someone was following him, and he had noticed it. Looking carefully, we find out that it was none other than Sala. Yug quickly runs away and creates some distance, but soon Sala reaches him again. Now Yug asks, what do you want from me? Sala says, leave the Clover party. He says, sorry, I can't do that. I just joined 3 days ago, and besides, I am the leader myself. Hearing this, Sala draws his sword and says, I have told those girls so many times that I want to join their party, but they never let me in. Sala says, quickly leave their party, or you will be in trouble. Yug starts walking away saying, if you are in trouble, what can I do? Sala shouts, hey, not my trouble, yours. But just then, Yug casts a spell under him, and as soon as Sala raises his sword to attack, he slips and falls, losing consciousness right there. Yug says, see? The trouble was yours, not mine. In the next scene, we see all of them in a horse carriage. After hearing what happened with Yug, Silk tells him that the man's name is Basio Salas, and he has asked countless times to join their party, but they always refused. Marina also says, he has no strength at all. Then Rain asks Yug, are you alright? He says, yes, I'm completely fine, and when we return to the guild, I will file a complaint against that fatty's guild. And if he ever bothers any of you 3, I will beat him up. Marina says, wow, you are so nice. Yug says, alright, don't praise me too much. Here, have some candy. After that, the girls eat the candy. Yug then says, our mission is to bring 3 stones from Yomen waterfall. That won't be a problem, but the real challenge will be facing that magical beast. It could be a bear, a wolf, a deer, or a boar. Just then, we learn that the girls had been near the waterfall 2 months ago, but there was no monster there. Not even a normal animal was there. Yug says, but the forest around it has always had many animals, which means you were lucky that you didn't encounter the magical beast. If we see that magical beast, only then will we start the live streaming. Whether we defeat it or not, I will record the battle. Now, Yug will livestream this battle because he doesn't know what type of magical beast it is. If they face extreme difficulty in fighting it, the guild can send help while watching the livestream. Now that the girls will also be on the livestream, Rain says, I should have worn better clothes. Silk says, is my hair okay? Seeing this, Yug thinks, these girls, huh? But wait a minute, Silk is a dark elf. How old could she be? Marina says, don't worry Yug. Silk is just 17 years old. Silk says, Marina, how can you tell my age without my permission? And Sensei, you know you should never ask a girl her age, right? Then Rain says, I am the oldest here, 20 years old. Yug says, but I didn't even say anything. Wait a minute, are you really 20? You don't look like it. Wait, I'm not even looking at anything. But Rain puffs up her cheeks. Soon, they arrive near the lake. Now, it's time to move forward into the forest. This mission could be quite dangerous, which is why Miss Marmer gave it to them instead of novice adventurers. After that, their recording starts through the camera. Now, we see them moving forward in the forest, but there are no animals around. Marina is leading because, unlike dungeons, there are no traps in the forest. And if a beast attacks from behind, Yug will handle it. Since Yug is wearing a magical armor he found in the dungeon, strong attacks don't affect him much. Rain explains that the armor Yug is wearing is called Warlock attire, which protects against both physical and magical attacks. It has many other special features as well. They keep moving forward, and soon they reach the waterfall. As soon as they arrive, they hear some noises. Yug immediately sets the camera for live streaming. Then, the magical beast appears in front of them, Zar-8. It is a high-rank magical beast that lives in the northern wastelands or the depths of dungeons. It is also called the Beast King. Yug knows that their party cannot defeat such a dangerous monster. So, he says, I will try to hold it back. You all run away. Silk, you will take responsibility as the leader in my place. Get all the members to a safe place. The magical beast is advancing toward them, but Marina refuses to run. Silk also does not run away, and Rain immediately begins casting a spell. The girls say, we will not leave you behind. We will all fight it together. Hearing this, Yug boosts all of their physical abilities. Then Marina rushes in to attack. But when the monster counterattacks, she struggles just to block its attack. The monster throws Marina far away, and she crashes into a rock. The next moment, Yug shocks the monster and simultaneously casts 4 multiple spells on it. But even with these 4 spells, not much happens to it. Just then Marina gets back up. Now Yug has only 1 spell left that can save them. So, he tells Marina, I need some time. After that, he starts casting the spell. Meanwhile, Marina is fighting the monster, and since they are in the forest, Silk's power has increased. She is also calling for help from the forest spirits and holding back the monster. Marina and Silk continue attacking the monster together. Yug keeps casting the spell. Then he uses 5 types of magic at once. Prismatic Missile. This is a very high-level attack. Yug releases the attack, and it directly hits the monster. And with this, the episode ends.